My LinkedIn connection request method gets salespeople 3x more accepts. I'm Morgan J. Ingram, a 4-time LinkedIn top sales voice and founder of AMP, and I've used this strategy to build a 7-figure B2B influencer marketing agency and train some of the top tech companies in the world on these methods. So today, I'm gonna walk you through the exact process that I use for crafting LinkedIn connections that will get you results. Most importantly though, we got some questions. What's your current LinkedIn connection request acceptance rate? Drop it in the comments, we'll have some chatter, but let's get into why you're here, which is why connection requests in the first place? Well, when you connect with someone on LinkedIn, it is a first degree connection, which allows you to send them a direct message without having to spend a credit on InMails. Even though you do get a credit back if you get a response, this is way more impactful for your sales pipeline to reach out to people directly because they can see it and they'll be notified. Now that we know that, let's get into how you actually get people to accept. Now, what I'm going to tell you is counterintuitive, and some of you may get in a tizzy when I tell you this, but listen up. The blank connection request leads to more acceptance rates. Let me say this one more time. The blank connection request, which means you don't add a note in the connection request, leads to more acceptance rates. Now, some of you may be asking, why, Morgan? Why is that the case? Why don't we want to personalize? Aren't we supposed to be intentional? Well, again, we have to think about human behavior. What I've realized over time in talking to a lot of executives is that when you send a connection request that has any type of note, because so many other people have ruined it for us, because they value vomit or pitch slap them, they are more hesitant and more guarded. However, if you don't send anything with a note, you have no intention and they're more open to accepting it. So what I would encourage you to do is send a blank connection request to the people you're looking to get in front of, because that has a higher acceptance rate. And the more people that accept us, the more people that are first degree connected that we can reach out to and convert the opportunity. So again, I tell you, send a blank connection request on when you're doing this. Now, the next step is when you send these connection requests, I don't know if y'all do this or not, but you can withdraw the connection request. Let me say that one more time. You can withdraw the connection request. The way you do that is you go inside of your network or your connections. If you have pending connections, you can click see all, or there's a button called manage your network. And inside of there, you can see all the connection requests that you sent, and then now you can withdraw them. Now, the rule here is you have to wait 3 weeks, but it's better than waiting 3 weeks than no weeks at all and you're stuck and you're just basically just sitting there hoping someone accepts it. So I encourage you, send that withdrawal, and then now you can reconnect again with a blank note. Or if you feel encouraged to send a personalized note, that is also fine. I'm just also telling you the blank note typically works really well. The reason why people accept the blank note is for all the reasons I just told you, but also you have to make sure your headline's good. So I've talked about this in other videos as well, is that you want to make sure that the headline is captivating, it draws people in, it's interesting. Because if it's not, people won't engage with you. So that's just a whole other thing you have to understand. But again, your whole focus is making sure you have the headline, you're standing out and getting in front of the people that you're looking to get in front of, right? And that's why you want to withdraw. Now, some of you may be asking, what are the best times to send these connection requests for people to respond? Now, most of the people you're going to look to engage with are going to be executives, people that are obviously influential in making decisions for your services or products. And I found that these 3 times are fantastic. Number 1 is before work. So like 9 a.m., 8 a.m. local time, send it before, because they're now just getting into their day. If they are in a certain area where they're commuting, they already are on their phones and they're up early. Easy for them to accept you when they're outside of that time of meetings because they're not running around. Then after work, so at 4:45, 5 o'clock local time, that's a good time to start connecting with them. And then this one is a little outside the box, but it's been working really well for me as of late. Sunday afternoon between 4 and 8 p.m. local time is fantastic, because you have to think about it. Executives are preparing for the week. They're getting ready. Things are silent, quiet during that time. So it's easy for them to accept the connection request because nobody else is hitting them up. So use that small window there. I like the Sunday window the best right now, to be fair with you. That one's been killing it for me. Like, yo, we've been getting after it with this one. So I highly encourage you to use that Sunday afternoon slot to send those connection requests. And the most important thing about this, right, as the final step, is to A/B test. The biggest mistake that most people make, sales reps, business owners, etc., is not A/B testing their work. I'm telling you the time slots based on the A/B test that I've done. If I made this video in 6 months, I guarantee you I would have different time slots and I would have a different approach to what I'm telling you right now. Because things change so fast, because people's behaviors and the environment that we're in, like obviously remote work, all these things change the way that people respond and engage. So that's why I'm telling you there's different ways that you want to look at this to make sure that you can get those conversion rates appropriately, right? Because we don't want to miss out on them. So that's why, again, going back to it, make sure that you're A/B testing these connection requests across the board. Now, if you are at the point of this video, I'm going to give you a bonus because I've been talking about blank, but I'm going to give you some things if you want to personalize when to actually do it. So there are 3 times when you actually want to personalize that you can also use as part of your A/B test. Number 1 is when you meet someone in person. I always personalize when I meet them in person. If you want to take it to the next step, take a picture with them. Just don't be creepy, because if you're creepy, you didn't hear that from me. Some of y'all, man, don't be creepy, please. But take a picture with them as well, and you can add that as part of your follow-up and your message after they accept the connection request. But what I've actually found to be game changer is just message people right there saying, hey, great meeting you at, I just was at Inbound HubSpot's conference. Hey, great meeting you at Inbound. We had a brief conversation around X, looking forward to chat. So that you also remember what you chatted about when they accept your connection request. Great way is a good follow-up reminder as well. Number 2, I call it the direct note. This works extremely well with executive people. So those are VP and above. So essentially what I do here is I just tell them directly, hey, Bobby, we've been working with other VPs of marketing with influencer marketing, and we've seen an increase in brand authority and driving pipeline with unique strategies. If you were to accept that, I want to chat with you about those areas. So what I'm doing here is, if you've taken sales and trading, it's the upfront contract. I'm basically telling them exactly what they're getting into. I've actually found that when executives accept that, it's way easier for me than to follow up with a message that is tailored and relevant, personalized. It's not completely just spam, but they know they're going to get pitched because they accepted that. So again, I'm directly telling them what's going to happen. Then I like to give on content. So all of this, my thing is all about merging content and sales. That is where we're going in B2B moving forward. And so the way I do this is I say, hey, Bobby, we recently had a webinar that had 500 CMOs attend on B2B influencer marketing and how it drives pipeline. And we saw an average score of 4.8 out of 5. Would you be open to seeing the replay? I'm not asking for a meeting. I'm not asking for them to come to my office, right? I'm not asking for them to sign a deal, right? That's not social selling. It's having conversations with people so that they feel like they're learning from you and you're educating them across the board. 95% of the market is in education learning mode. They're not in market to buy, and 5% are to buy. So that's why I'm going to send people our replay of content. So when they do think about buying X service or product, they think about us, they think about AMP or whoever it is, right? And so that's another thing you can do, is give on content. So that is the exact strategy on how to 3x your acceptance rates with connection requests. If you like this video, like and subscribe, as we continuously are just here to give you B2B sales and influencer marketing and LinkedIn advice. And peace out, y'all. Happy prospecting. See you on the other side.